Hello students, now we will be discussing about the TCA cycle in a simple way. So let us see how the TCA cycle you can remember in a simple way. In my previous class I have shown a simple way of writing the glycolytic 10 steps. Here I will tell a simple way of remembering the TCA cycle 8 steps. So here only 8 enzymatic reactions are there and it is very simple reaction. It's a common reaction because all the proteins, carbohydrates and lipids, they will be degraded to a common product called as acetyl-CoA. So let's begin TCA cycle. TCA means tricarboxylic acid cycle. It is also called as Krebs cycle because Hans Krebs is the discoverer of this particular cycle. It is also called as citric acid cycle as the first stable product formed is citric acid in this cycle. So it is taking place in the mitochondrial matrix. So this is the site, mitochondrial matrix, because all the enzymes are present in mitochondrial matrix. So this is the site of the TCA cycle, and in this cycle you can see there is a liberation of lot of energy. So let us see how this TCA cycle is taking place. For this TCA cycle mainly we require a common catabolite called as acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA, it comes from several sources. So in my previous video, if you see, there we have started with glycolysis. In the glycolysis, the pyruvate is formed. 2 pyruvates are formed from 1 glucose. So this glucose, it will be oxidatively decarboxylated and it will give you acetyl-CoA. So that is from carbohydrates we are getting acetyl-CoA. But not only from carbohydrate, this acetyl-CoA, it comes from lipids, it comes from amino acids or from proteins. So you can call this as a common catabolite. This acetyl-CoA, to begin, it will combine with oxaloacetate, or we can call it as oxaloacetic acid. So we have 8 enzymatic reactions in TCA cycle. So the first step is condensation of acetyl-CoA with oxaloacetate. So here we will get the first stable product, that is citrate. This citrate is isomerized to isocitrate with an intermediate called as cis-aconitate. And then this isocitrate will be oxidatively decarboxylated to a molecule called as alpha ketoglutarate or alpha ketoglutaric acid. Then this alpha ketoglutaric acid, it will be converted to succinyl-CoA. And which will be again converted to succinate. And from succinate we get fumarate, and fumarate to malate, and this malate again will regenerate the oxaloacetate. So here you can see that we have started from oxaloacetate and again we are regenerating oxaloacetate. So this is our first step, where oxaloacetate and acetyl-CoA, they will condense. So this will have 4 carbons, this will have 2 carbons. So 4 plus 2, 6 carbon containing citrate is formed. So the enzyme here is called as citrate synthase. Citrate synthase, because we are synthesizing citrate. Next, this citrate molecule will be isomerized to isocitrate. So there will be one dehydration followed by hydration reaction, which will be done by the enzyme aconitase. So this is our second enzyme of TCA cycle. Then isocitrate, it will be oxidatively decarboxylated to alpha ketoglutarate. So there will be one decarboxylation you have to show. So first CO2 is liberated in this step, and the second CO2 is liberated in the next step. So both are similar steps, oxidative decarboxylation reactions. In the isocitrate to alpha ketoglutarate reaction, so there will be production of one NADH. So this NADH, it is formed from NAD. So one NAD molecule will convert into NADH. Okay, so here this step will generate you one NADH. So here the enzyme name is isocitrate dehydrogenase. Okay. So the next step is alpha ketoglutarate is converted to succinyl CoA. So here CoA is there. So one CoA will enter. Okay, one CoA will enter and one CO2 is released. This step also will produces one NADH. Okay, this will also produce one NADH. So here the name of the enzyme is alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. Here isocitrate dehydrogenase. Here alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. Okay. So this is our fourth enzyme. Then succinyl CoA, from that the CoA is released. And succinyl CoA is converted to succinate. So in this reaction there is a formation of GTP from GDP. So GDP, it will be phosphorylated to GTP. So if you see my previous video of glycolysis, there I have mentioned about substrate level phosphorylation. At the level of substrate itself, phosphorylation can happen. So here also from succinyl CoA conversion to succinate, whatever the energy is released is used in phosphorylating GDP to GTP. So this is also an example of substrate level phosphorylation. Okay. So here the enzyme is kinase. So you can call it as succinate thiokinase. It is having another name, succinyl CoA synthetase. So that also you can name here. So this is our next enzyme, succinate thiokinase or succinyl CoA synthetase. So this is our first step, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth, 7, 8. Just only 8 steps, very simple. Then succinate, when it is converted to fumarate, so again there is a dehydrogenation reaction. So in this dehydrogenase reactions, isocitrate dehydrogenase, alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase, we have seen production of NADH. But succinate to fumarate, this is also dehydrogenation, but here we will not get NADH, but instead we will get FADH2. So here FAD plus is reduced to FADH2 when succinate is becoming fumarate. So this is done by an important enzyme that is called as succinate dehydrogenase. Okay, this is the enzyme. Next step is conversion of fumarate to malate. So just you are adding one water. So here in fumarate you will be having one double bond. So that to that double bonded carbon, water molecule will be added to form malate. So here the enzyme is fumarase. This is our 7th enzyme, fumarase. And the last step, conversion of malate to oxaloacetate. So here the enzyme is malate dehydrogenase. So again dehydrogenase has come. So there will be production of another NADH. So altogether if you see, there are 3 steps inside the TCA cycle. One is isocitrate dehydrogenase, alpha ketoglutarate and malate dehydrogenase step. These 3 steps, they will produce you NADH. Okay, NADH plus H plus will be formed from the dehydrogenation reactions. But there is one step where one GTP is formed and one step where FADH2 is formed. So this is very simple. In 8 steps you can see your TCA cycle. So here I am not showing pyruvate to acetyl-CoA conversions, because this acetyl-CoA not only from carbohydrate, it also comes from proteins and lipids. In brief, you can just see here, one CO2 is released, one COA is added. So this will be having 3 carbons, this will be having 2 carbons, because 1 carbon dioxide is released. So here the enzyme is pyruvate dehydrogenase, which is a multi-enzyme complex, and here also there is liberation of one NADH in this step also. Okay, here also one NADH will be formed. So I hope it is clear, students. It's very simple, just 8 reactions you have to remember. Thank you.